Okay, fifth graders, so tonight homework is all about surface area. I've been reviewing that in class as we get ready for these MCAs. I told you I wanted you to draw a net, and I said either draw it really small right next to it or grab a separate sheet of paper. So here I'm going to draw the net. And no, my net is not going to be beautiful or exact, but just kind of gives me a general idea of all the parts of it. And I can see a square here, so I'm going to put my square here. And again, it's not exactly beautiful, but I get the idea. So I can see that these are going to be 7 tall and 11 wide. And that one part of this is actually 2. So when I do a little square piece here, I got to keep that 2 in mind. Okay, actually this would be a 7, and then this would be a 7, and this would be a 2, and this would be a 2. So as I'm figuring out these spaces, and I can see this part right here would be a 2. So that would mean this is a 2. Okay, so I can start figuring out some lengths. 11 times 2 is 22, and this would be the same, because that's my 2 side. This one was 7. 7 times 11 is 77, and this would also be 77. Now I get these little square pieces, and 7 times 2 is 14, so this would also be 14, so we can start adding them up. 77, 77, 22, 22, 14, and 14. I'm going to grab my calculator here because those are a lot of numbers to deal with, and I worry more about how to do it and less about the adding part, but you don't really need a calculator, it just makes it faster. Equals 226. And our unit looks like it's meters, so we're going to go with meters squared because we did length times width on that one. Alright, let's do another little picture for ourselves. Looks like we pretty much have the same shape. It's just turned a little bit. So we'll do our 4 rectangles again and our 2 squares. I'm going to make my squares down here this time for this shape. And it looks like this time I have a 10 by 9 for a square. And it looks like a 9 by 12. This is 12, and this will be 9. Then this will be 9, and this will also be 12. These will all be 12 this way. But at one point, these are going to be 10. So we can see some of them are 10. So 9 times 10 is 90. This will be 90. And 12 times 9 is 108. So that means this is also 108, and then I've got 10 times 12, which is 120, 120. Add them all up. 120 plus 120 plus 108 plus 108 plus 90 plus 90 is going to equal 636. 636. Alright, and our next one, we'll draw a picture for that. We've got exactly the same shape again. We've got those super long rectangular prisms. And we've got a 4 by 3. So this one will be 12, and this will be 12. And it looks like our length, our long side is 8. So 8 and 4 is 32. This will be 32, and then this side right here is 8 again, but this time it was 3. 8 times 3 is 24, and that 24, add them up. 24 plus 24 plus 32 plus 32 plus 12 plus 12 is going to equal 136 inches squared. 136, our unit was inches, and we squared it. I forgot it over here. We'll write feet squared on that one. Alright, moving down. Scratch paper again. This time it's a slightly different shape. And draw our 4 sides again. longer this time, not so much squares, more like flaps. And we've got 16s and 11s. I really did not do a good job of drawing it, and these are 10 high. 16, these are all going to be 16. 16. And it looks like we've got a 10 and an 11. Oops, I'm off the charts here. Alright, just readjusting so we can fit on the screen. And it looks like these will be 11 and 10. 11 and 10. My pictures are really bad here. 11 and 10, so I can already multiply that and figure out it's 110. And this one will be 16 times 10, which will be 160, and then this will be 160. And then on these sides, these two will be the 11s. And 16 times 11, I don't know my facts that well, times 11 is going to be 176. So 176 for these two pieces. And then let's add them up. 176 plus 176 plus 160 plus 160 plus 110 plus 110 is going to equal 892. Wow, it's a big number. 892, and these are centimeters squared. This was supposed to be the easy version today. I don't know. These are some big numbers to work with. Alright, we'll draw ourselves another picture. Draw a net for it. This side is 10. Looks like these little guys on the side are going to be 4s. This one will be 40 and a 40. This side is 3s. So these will be 30 and 30. And then I've got my little pieces on the side. I'm going to write them up here this time. And they look like they're going to be 4s and 3s. 12 and 12. Let's add these up. 40 plus 40 plus 30 plus 30 plus 12 plus 12 equals 164 centimeters squared. Now, 5th graders, if you can figure out another way to do this, you're welcome to try something different. This is just the way I'm going to have you work with it. Draw the net. And these are squares on these sides. We'll get our dimensions in there. It looks like our big side is 15. These are 11s. And these are 5s. Boy, my numbers are going to be off again. So these will all be 15 on this side. 15 and 15. And some of these are going to be 5s and some are going to be 11s. So that was 11, so this would be 11, and this would be 5 and 5. Alright, let's try 15 times, oops, I did add 15 times 11, 165. This one's 165. This one's 55. I know mine 11 times 5. I bet you do too. And then 15 times 5 is 75. Plus another 75, plus 165, plus the 165, plus 55, plus 55, equals 590. And this time we are measuring in millimeters. And we're squaring it because we multiplied it twice. Okay, moving on up. Surface area down here. Again, we'll draw our pictures. I suppose I'm off. I'm just going to turn it this way because I'm running out of room and running out of screen space. So I'll write it right here. And it looks like we've got a 13 this way. One of these is an 11. I've got to put some sides on here too. and a 2. A 2 and an 11. A 2 and an 11. And a 13 and 11, these are all going to be 13. This will be a 13 and 2, and a 13 and 11, and a 13 and a 2. Let's figure out all of our areas of all of our parts. 13 times 11, 143. This will also be 143. 11 times 2 is 22, 22. And this one is 13 times 2, which would be 26. Much smaller. My picture is definitely not matching my dimensions. 143 plus 143 plus 26 plus 26 plus 22 plus 22. Uh-oh, I think I got it wrong. Let's try it again. 143 plus, oh my, clear it out. 143 plus, there we go, 143 plus 26. I'm in too big of a hurry here. 22 and another 22 equals 382. 382 millimeters squared. We'll do 2 more here. And our sides, our little wings, 14, and it looks like an 8 and a 9 over here. Well, 8 times 9 is 72. We can just do those right now. These are all going to be 14s because they're all right around each other. But sometimes it's going to be 14 times 8, and sometimes it's going to be 14 times 9. And so we'll figure those out. 14 times 8 equals 112. So this must also be 112. And then we've got 14 times 9, 149. I'm just going to try it again. 14 times 9, make sure I did it right. That's about what I thought. 126. I think I got in a hurry again. Let's add them up. 126 plus 126 plus 112 plus 112 plus 72 and 72 is going to total 620. Alright, I'll draw a picture for the last one, but then I want you to solve it. We'll get all the parts and pieces in there. I want you to do the adding up for the totals, because you can get a calculator as well. These are kind of looking like some nice long flaps this time. So our dimensions are 13, 3, and 9. So we'll do our 13 this way. 13. And it looks like our sides are going to be some 3s and 9s. So 3, 9, 3, 9. Am I on? Yes, I'm still on. Alright, 9 and 3. Boy, my picture doesn't look so good. We'll do 27, 27, and then I'm grabbing my calculator. 13 times 3 equals 39, 39, and 9 times 13, for that piece, 9 times 13 is going to equal 117, 117, and I'll let you find the total surface area for this one. Lisa uses a sheet of paper to make a rectangular box with the dimensions of 12 by 8 by 18. Draw yourself a picture and find that surface area just like we've been doing. You draw the picture this time. You know what the dimensions are. 18. 18, and we've got some 12s and 8s on the side. 12, 8, 12, 8, and then we've got our little pieces on the end that we don't want to forget about. And those will be 12 and 8. All right. Thanks for working with me today.